since that's my first job and my first company. To be honest, I cried. When I was in high school, I was in a band. Being a single mom, I'm renting a house. So it's really hard for me to save money.
Welcome to 11 with My Lodi. 11 with My Lodi is an opportunity for us to catch up with a team member of Virtual Spotter and provide a platform for them guys to tell their own unique and personal story. So we're privileged enough to be able to create an amazing environment for virtual assistants in the Philippines, and each have their own wonderful story. How are you today?
Well, basically, I just finished cooking breakfast for my kids because they're starting their online class today.
What are we having for breakfast this morning at Joanna's house?
Just instant noodles.
Yeah. No rice. Where's the rice at, Mum?
The most easiest way to cook in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's one thing that I know about Filipinos now is that they love food. Food is important. Don't interrupt their food because then you'll have a very cranky Filipino.
And I'm from a family of chefs.
Oh, wow.
When you visit Philippines and we have this get together, I'll have you taste adobo.
Yeah. Well, that's a sweet, yeah? That's a treat, is it? Or is that a savory food?
It's like a viand. It's good like matching with rice. You can like do pork adobo or chicken adobo.
I'm trying to think. I've got a funny feeling now I have tried that maybe. But I didn't
with soy sauce.
I didn't try. I have to try the street food this time, apparently. So we're gonna try some street food this time around because I chickened out last time and I wouldn't eat. There was ones that scared me, boss. The chicken intestines scared me.
It's we call that isaw.
Yeah, and the other one that scared me was the fertile egg.
I think it's the
so like the chicken. Yeah. So the chicken egg with the chicken in it.
Yes. I think it's a duck egg.
A duck egg, is it? Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it any better for me. But yeah, it was one thing, right? And the chicken feet as well. Yeah, you eat chicken feet.
Yes. We also do that in a double dish.
Yeah. Right. So that, I think I need to experience that this time around. I think it's only fair. This is my third visit to the Philippines, and I feel like on the third visit you have to really get amongst the culture. So we'll see what happens. But also too, I'll be totally honest, I'm worried that I get sick and then my fly home is horrendous.
Well, if you're really not used to eat those kind of food, well, I think you will be not sick but disgusted.
Just got to be careful. Yeah. Well, I think that's what it is, right? I just need to get used to. If I don't get sick, then that's totally fine. It's purely just I just got to get past. It's just the thought of what it is. I'm just not used to it. People in Australia aren't used to eating chicken feet or barbecued chicken intestine. So we're not as advanced as you guys. You guys are and you guys don't waste anything, right? In Australia, people even get fussy around chicken thighs, boss. They won't eat chicken thighs because they're too fatty. They only want the chicken breasts. They want all the fancy meat.
Oh, I see.
We're soft in Australia.
Well, here chicken is you can eat them head to feet.
Yeah, so good. I love it. So we're going to run that. We're going to run chicken feet, we're going to run intestines, and we're going to run the duck
balut.
Egg. Mm-hmm. What else do I need to eat? What else do I need to try?
I think maybe the doable food that I think that I can recommend as a street food is like the quack quack.
Okay. Quack. What's that?
It's just like a quail eggs. And
okay.
You will see it's colorful because it's color orange, and you can dip it in a sweet sauce or a vinegar sauce.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds cool. We went to the place, I think it was a popular takeaway, as all you can eat rice.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the restaurant was called, but and they had an icy as well, the drink with icy, and it was like a cola. They had like jelly in it. It was like a Coke with jelly.
I think that's Sagot Gulaman.
It was like a fast food restaurant style. It was like all you could eat rice, and there was some other cool meals. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Are you coming to the party this year, boss?
Oh yes, yes,
So cool,
yes.
so
Now
cool.
we'll see you
I'm
on June
excited.
8th.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. So let's talk about you. I want to learn all about Joanna, who you are as a person, who you are as a mother. Yeah, your upbringing, your sort of basically sort of where you come from, boss. So let's go back to like when you were young, at home with your family, maybe even in school. Like, where are you from in the Philippines? Let's start there.
Sure. I resided in Pasay City. That's where basically I grew up with my mom and dad. But when they separated, I start living here in Caloocan City.
Okay. And where in reference is that to Manila, for example, for someone that doesn't know where that is?
So Pasay City is like I think it's like 1 kilometers away from the airport, Terminal One.
Okay, cool. I've got ya. Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah.
that's where I grew up with my mom and dad, and it's literally like just near the airport. And here in Caloocan City, where I currently resides now, it's like in the middle of Metro Manila.
Yeah, cool. And so how old were you when your parents separated?
Well, I'm very young that time. I was just like 10 years old.
Okay, cool. And did you have brothers or sisters?
Oh yes, I'm the eldest. I'm their ate. So I'm the
Yeah.
ate MJ here in the Philippines with my sisters. And then the next is a twin. So I have a twin sister. But they're now in
Oh,
Dubai.
wow.
Yeah, they're both of them are now in Dubai working with my mom.
Okay, and that's really cool. Are you close to your sisters?
Well, I've since I was 12 years old, like I took care of them like their mom because my mom needs to work abroad when I was 10 years old when my dad and her separated. So I've been their guardian since they're little.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm their second mom.
Yeah. Amazing. That's so cool. Um, and so how old? So when your mum moved to Dubai with your sister, were you all living together at that stage, and then they moved and you stayed, or what was that?
Until now, I still have my youngest sister with me, living with me.
Yeah, yeah. And so schooling, did you go? You went through schooling like close to that area, is that right? Where you were living?
Oh yes, I studied at Bestlink College of the Philippines.
Yeah.
So due to financial difficulties, and since I'm the only parent that my sister had, I need to sacrifice my study in college, and I need to stop after 1 year in college. I'm sorry, I mean 2 year in college.
I noticed that a lot in your culture more than Australia. Like I'll only use Australia as a reference point, right? But the senior person in the family always seems to be sacrificing for the next youngest, right? Like they work and give, like they'll provide an education for their younger sister or younger brother. It's something that I think is, I imagine that there's challenge in that for you, right? Because it's almost feel like you're giving that up, but there's also some blessing in it because you know that you're helping them.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yes. That's really what I felt that time. That um, I'm I'm just doing what I can do for them to finish their studies. And for me, I know as per their second mother, I know that I can go through all the challenges
Yeah.
rather them like seeing them suffer, like
Yeah.
seeing them, not going to school. So for me, sacrifice is, worth it.
How much younger are they than you? Like how much younger?
When I stop or when I sacrifice my
Yeah.
schooling, I
Yeah.
think I was like 18 years old.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And how old were they?
That time they're just like first year high school, so they're like 15 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. And what were you studying?
IT, information technology. I like computers. That until now
Yeah.
I'm into, learning new systems. I'm into learning new tools. So that's still my passion.
Yeah, well, we have, that's interesting to know because obviously, we have a lot of new tools and new systems and new software that we're building, boss. So I'd love to like show you through around some of them and get some of your thoughts and feedback and try to get you to break it and pull it apart, boss. So I think that would be, yeah, a very, very high yielding exercise for us, as a bit of a side note. So cool. You left school. So you left your education behind to sacrifice that for your younger siblings, and so what happens there, right? Like, are you just looking after them full time thereafter, or do you try to find a job outside?
I looked after them and then I also worked. And
So what were you doing for work?
I worked as a call center agent.
Yep, in a BPO.
Yes, in the BPO, I worked with Teletech. So that's one of the
Okay.
biggest BPO here in the Philippines.
Yep.
And I worked with Verizon. So that's my account that time as a
Yeah.
telemarketer.
Yeah. 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 And well, let's talk about that for a second because
Sure.
I think that is a very challenging job in multiple different ways. Like your first of all, how far away was that to your home?
So, commute here in the Philippines is very
Yeah,
challenging, right?
challenging. Yeah, yeah, I do.
So from my home, that will be like 3 rides.
Wow. And how long would that take?
It will take like an hour for me to get to office.
Yep. And then how many hours would you work?
That will be 9 hours plus 1 hour paid lunch. So total
Okay.
of 9.
Yep. And let's talk about like the actual task. Like you're interacting with is it mostly upset and irate customers for the most part, or is it in a sales role? What sort of role were you in?
Well, let me say upset, irate American customers.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. And is that hard emotionally to like continue working through that next call and managing them emotions and then I'm just going to guess that they were rude towards you, like.
Well, to be honest, since that's my first job in my first company, and my first
Yeah.
experience, let's say, to be honest, I cried on my
Yeah.
first call.
I think I would as well.
The first customer I spoke with was cursing at me, and I don't know what to do
Wow.
because that's my first experience. That's my first time. So they after that call, it was taken over by the supervisor, and the trainer spoke with me. They said that don't take it too personal. The reason why they are irate, the reason why they're cursing at you, because they just don't know what they're doing, or they just don't know what they are dealing with. So the reason
Yeah.
why customer service is there is for you to explain, for you to enlighten them, and
Yeah.
to educate them. And then after that, once you educate them, once they understand what they want to understand, they will be, end the call with a
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a lot easier to say than actually do.
Right.
Yeah. So like I imagine that would take, like you need to build calluses in that. Like you need to have them people call you names or be rude or disrespectful in order, and then process that in order for it not to affect you going forward. So I think it's an amazing skill to have, because that's the other interesting thing, right? Is like, you don't know these people and they don't know you. So so from their point of view, they think that they can be rude to you because there's never a time that they're going to interact or know who you are, it's sad. But if you were their next door neighbor, they're not talking to you like that. Like um, so how long were you there for?
So for my first company, I've worked there for like 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, like when I feel that I was able to hone my skills.
Yep.
Um, I feel like I need to excel my career.
Yep.
So I rendered, 30 days and then resigned and then look for other companies or other job that where I can feel I can excel my skills and, to earn more money.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And so where did you go then?
After that, I worked as a financial analyst. It's also a customer service, but it's like tier one. And I worked with American Express.
Okay, cool. And we similar role. It was a phone account.
Not Yeah, similar role, phone account. We're doing inbound calls, but for this one, American Express, you will be dealing with like 50% will be professional Americans.
Okay. Yeah. A different customer.
Yes, different customer.
Um, that's cool. And so how long were you with American Express for?
I worked with American Express for 7 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yes. Well, they compensate their employees well,
Yep.
and especially, not all like employees here in the Philippines really like don't stay at the company just because of the money, but also with the management and the friends.
Yeah.
So the
Correct.
management, they take care of their employees well. They don't look just as like just numbers, but
Yeah.
people. And I have a lot of friends there with American Express. That's the reason. That's one of the reason why I stay.
Yeah. It's so important, right? Like to have a team that not only values what you do, but like creates an environment that brings out the best in you and wants you to improve. And it's crazy to me that there is still environments in 2024 that don't support that. Like if you're unhappy, if you're unhappy and you have a leader or a supervisor that is mean and like it's not empathetic at all, like you're not going to do your best job, right? And then you're going to churn, you'll leave. Yeah, it's wild to me that there's still plenty of environments that don't support that, right? It's very, very like, hey, this is my way, this is how we're going to do it. If you don't want that, then find somewhere else to work. Like that's not a very fun place to spend half your life.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
So did you had any children at that stage or no kids yet?
So when like my 3 years with American Express, I carries my firstborn.
Yep.
So from that span of from that period when I have my firstborn, I have like a long term plan that I need
Yep.
to, because that also that time being a virtual assistant boom here in the Philippines, like every news, every social media platforms, they have like how good being VA is, what are the perks of being a VA. So I have a long term plan to um, save money to purchase a laptop and to start my VA career. So
Yep.
on my fifth year with American Express, I was able to purchase my laptop, and like for 2 years, I study what are the things or what are the skills a VA needs, and then I get some like part-time clients where I was able to get a part-time client where I am a dispatcher as a VA,
Yep.
dispatcher, email handling. So I was able to do that. And my mom's best friend, which is Miss Joyce.
Yep.
So yeah, she's the one who introduced me virtual spotter.
So cool.
And for
Yeah.
me, landing on this company, landing on a job here in virtual spotter is a blessing in disguise, because I was able to work full time. At the same time, I was able to earn money and spend time with my kids.
Yeah, so cool, so cool. Well, where I feel like it's a blessing in disguise for us, right? Because you're an amazing person, and you come and use our platform to do all them things. Like, if we can hold a space that brings that you can leverage and work and serve our customers and clients, and then provide for your family from home is massive. How long did it take you to earn, like, to save for your first laptop? Like, it was that like what did that process look like?
Well, I purchased a Huawei laptop. So, being a single mom, I'm renting a house. So it's really hard for me to save money.
Of
So
course.
it really took me like a year to save money to purchase a laptop.
Yeah, and what did that mean? Like, when you had that laptop, and like, what did that mean to you when you first, especially someone that loves technology, right? Like, what did that mean to you to have that?
Well, I cried, to be honest.
Of course, yeah.
Wow, I was able to have my very own first laptop, and I purchased it in cash. A
Wow,
typical
so
Filipino
cool.
will purchase it like installment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that. So, like, you got like, and so it was emotional. Why was it emotional? Because that was the access into, like, the completing your goal and working from home.
Yes. So it's really like the my very first tool for my long-term plan to work at home.
Yeah, yeah. So cool. And so, like, when you talk about, like, not having to commute, like, what are some of the cool things of working from home?
Well, there's a lot of perks on working from home. First is saving money.
Yeah.
Commuting is very expensive. When I work with American Express, I need to travel like 3 hours from home to office.
Is that one way?
Yes, it's in
Wow.
Pasig. So I'm from Caloocan and my office is in Pasig. So that's like 3 hours with traffic. 3 hours travel with
Wow.
traffic.
And how many points of, like, is that bus, Jimny? Like, what does that look like?
So tricycle. So tricycle is like the motorcycle with
Yeah.
where you can ride inside. So tricycle, jeepney, bus, jeepney.
Wow.
That's four
Wow.
rides.
And then, you're not to mention the environment, like the humidity, the heat.
Yes.
Like, there's people, like, it's not a very comfortable bus that you just sit on and, jump onto a train. Like, there are people crammed in these, and it's raining or it's hot, and
Right.
everyone's sweaty and sitting on top of each other. It's challenging.
You're inside the bus where you're like, sardines, and
Yeah.
sometimes you have, someone smells beside you.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the worst
Of
part.
course. Yeah, and you're there for 3 hours. It's like, what do we, like, get me? Yeah. So, like, not having to sit next to that smelly person for 3 hours is a blessing.
So that's the first perks of being a VA. You
Yeah.
will be able to save time from commuting and save money for the fare.
Yeah. Yeah. And in some cases, you can turn a portion of that commute into revenue. So, like, you can start work earlier, right? Or finish work later because you're not traveling.
Yes, you're right. And you can do some chores. You can spend time with your kids. You can check their progress in school. That's
Yeah.
very important to me. And you can also like do some side hustles like cooking, some
Yeah.
foods that you can sell.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. That's so, so cool. So, how many kids do you have?
So I have three. So here's the
Yeah.
story with the three.
Yeah, yeah.
My biological kids is two, and I
Yep.
have one. adopted kid.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's and what? So is it the two eldest are your biological and the third is adopted, or what's how's that sit?
So that one adopted kid is my cousin's kid. My cousin gave birth when she's 15 years old.
Yeah.
So she really don't know how to handle kids. So I saw my adopted kid like drinking coffee when he's just like 1 month old. So
Yeah.
my heart broke when I see that.
Wow.
I told my cousin that if you want, I can take care of him. And ending is my cousin said that you can have him and just love him like that, yada yada. And then after a year, I decided to adopt him.
Wow.
My cousin, she has a new family and had a lot of kids. So
Do you still have a relationship with her?
with my cousin,
Yeah.
I saw some of her Facebook posts, but I'm not in like a
Not
talking
really.
stage.
Yeah. 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 And so that child is that a boy or a girl?
A boy.
Does he call you mum? Like he would know nothing else other than like you raised him, right?
Yeah, I raised him since he's a month old. So he called me
Yeah.
mom and he
Yeah.
didn't know about the adopt thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And how old is he now?
He's 8 years old now.
So cool. That's like again, it just highlights what sort of a person you are to bring like a new child into your home and create a better lifestyle than what he would have ever had before.
Well, for me, I think that's my nature. I
Yeah,
love helping not only my family but other people too.
yeah, yeah. So cool. And so, what are the so your youngest is 8, and then what's the next age?
Well, my youngest, my biological kids, my eldest is 11 and my
Yep.
youngest is 7.
Okay, cool. Yep. And they're all in school now.
All go
Yes,
to the
they're
same school?
all school.
Yep. Awesome. So what do you guys do outside of like so schooling and work? Like, what do you guys do on the weekend? Like, how do you spend sort of your free time or downtime?
So, for my weekend, we usually do my hobby, which is singing. That's really
Yeah.
my hobby since I was young. I play guitar. I was in a band before, so
Wow. Do you have any videos of you playing guitar? We need some, but
I have on my social.
yeah. Can you share them? I want to see them. Well, share them later. Share them later, and we'll bring them up, and I'll edit that into the reel. So, and what sort of music do you play?
So when I was in high school, I was in a band, and we just do like
What was the name? What was the name of the band? We need to know the details.
fly away.
Yeah.
Fly away. So it's just like a high school
Yeah, of course.
nothing bad.
Fun. Yeah, yeah. And what sort of music did you play? Was it kind of like pop music? Was it like yeah? What genre would you call it?
Yeah, just like pop rock,
Yeah,
like Cranberries, and sometimes like old songs, old schools.
yeah. I love that. I can't wait to see that. So we need to do like a karaoke when we catch up in June as well. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So yeah, you sing, you like do you like performing for your family? Like is that what you like, does that bring you joy?
Yes, yes. Especially I'm happy that my kids was able to get my talent. So
Wow.
my kids were singing too, and my eldest daughter, she like joins a singing contest on their schools at their schools.
And who taught you how to play guitar?
Oh, I just have that in my body.
Wow.
I just
Wh-
woke up and I told my mom, I want a guitar. I want to play guitar.
How old were you?
I was 5 years old that time when I started playing
Wow.
guitar. Until now, I
That's
still play
amazing. So,
guitar on my free time.
so at 5, you said, "Hey, mum, I want to learn the guitar," and
Yeah.
she brought you in a guitar, and you taught yourself.
Well, she wasn't able to buy me any a guitar that time because we don't have money. So I was
Of
able to
course.
get my first guitar when I was 8 years old.
Yeah. And how did you get that? Was that a gift or?
A gift from my mom because I was honorable student from
Yeah.
like 5 straight years. So she decided to give me a guitar.
Yeah, that's cool. So you play guitar, you hang out with family and sing, dance. Do you like what one thing that I noticed around like in the Philippines is like that weekend culture. Like you guys work so hard, right? Like that weekend is like it's a time for family. You stay up really late. You are all up really early. Like there's like the weekend is like extremely like important, and you guys nurture that. Like that you stay up late on Friday night, Saturday night watching like TVs or like partying. Is that what you guys do as well? Do you do that too,
Yes,
boss?
yes, like we do everything in weekend. Like we do movie
Yeah.
marathon, we
Yeah.
hang out, we go outside, eat at the restaurants, do some window shopping. But if we have
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
we do shopping, and also
Yeah. Yeah.
we go to parks
Yeah.
with the kids.
I I remember I remember Joy said when we were in the Philippines one night, she's like, "Oh, hey, after the party, we'll go to like this location." I'm like, "After the party, like the party's gonna finish at 12 o'clock. Like how long is the other way? Like how far away is that?" She's like, "Oh, it won't take long, boss. Maybe 2.5 hours or 3 hours." I'm like, "Oh, what? So we have the party," and then I drive and we arrive there at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then like what do we do then? And then we drive home for 3 hours. I'm like. um, but it was funny because there was no hesitation in that, right? It was like, oh yeah, like we'll drive over there. It's about 3 hours away, and then we'll drive back. It's wild. It's so cool.
If it's weekend, you will be alive until it's Monday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it. So we're working from home now. You have basically like I don't want to put words in in your mouth, but is it like kind of like your goal from being a virtual assistant full time is now being ticked off? Is that fair to say?
Oh yes, being a virtual assistant, full-time virtual assistant, especially hoping currently with my client, if they open their new studio,
Yeah,
they choose another one virtualist, and if I get that spot, I'll be happy. And
yeah,
be
yeah,
working full-time here in virtual spotter.
yeah. So cool. And so, like, let's talk about some of your goals, like going forward, right? So it was obviously a big goal, having the ability to be able to acquire a laptop and save and buy a laptop, and then find employment through your network or your mum's friend. Like, what are some of the goals into the future now for you? It could be personally or professionally.
For me, I have a personal goal, which is about my health. I've been dealing with a health problem for 5 years now.
Yep.
I don't want to cry. Well, I've been dealing with a chronic kidney disease, and I'm at stage 5 right now. That's also one of the reason why I choose, and that's also one of the reason why one of my goal is being a virtual assistant and to work from home because of that condition. I cannot really like travel like every day for 3 hours from home to office
Yeah.
because my body will not allow it. So I've been dealing with chronic kidney disease. I'm at stage 5 for 5 years now, and my kidney is like working for 30%, and I'm doing a dialysis treatment.
Can I talk about that a little bit without like is that
Oh,
okay?
sure.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah, yeah. What is stage 5? Like what does that mean? What does stage 5 mean?
Stage 5 means that your kidney is not functioning like 100%. Like
Yeah.
the toxic waste that your body's taking, it's not being disposed.
Yeah.
So the toxic waste will get into your blood, and your blood will have, a high percentage of creatinine that will destroy some of your organs too. So
Wow.
you need to have that blood cleaned up by doing the dialysis treatment. So the creatinine percentage, or that toxic waste that was in your blood, will be decreased.
How often do you need to do dialysis?
I'm doing 3 times a week of dialysis treatment.
Do you have to go to the hospital to do that?
Oh yes, yes, I need to, and
How,
I stay there for like 4 hours.
so that's like 12 hours every week you're at the hospital doing dialysis.
Yes, and you know
Wow, that's
what?
wild, boss.
Yeah, I'm doing like before, when I'm a part-time dispatcher, I'm doing my work while I'm doing the dialysis.
Yeah, yeah, that's wild. That's wild. So, what is like the best result? Like, do you manage this through diet and exercise, or like how do you manage it?
So exercise is not an option. So it's a no-no, because my heart will be, tired, and will
Yeah,
pump too much blood. So the only thing that I need to do is to watch my diet.
yeah,
So no more meat, no more red meat, like beef, pork,
yeah.
any animal that has 4 feet, or
Okay.
four legs.
Yeah, right.
So cannot
Yeah,
eat that.
right.
Just chicken and fish.
Yeah, yeah. And so, like, will there be a time that you will ever not do dialysis, or like you would have to get a kidney replacement, or like what does that look like?
That's a good question. So since I'm still young, my doctor said that just in case this dialysis treatment will work for me, and if they will see like an improvement on decreasing my creatinine, like to the normal stage, they will remove the dialysis, and I will just like watch my diet and take maintenance medicines. But if dialysis treatment is just like, helping me to live every day, the only cure for me will be the kidney transplant.
Yeah, yeah. That's wild, boss. And like, please, like, keep communicating with us if there's any way that we can help, or yeah, like, just communicate with us, boss. Yeah, we want to do everything we can to sort of help you navigate this as well for you and your family, for sure. So, when you talk about your kids, like, what do you want them to? If I ask your children, what they loved about you or what they were grateful for, what do you think that they would say?
What they loved about me is my cooking. That will
Yeah,
be it. My
You're
cooking.
cooking.
Yes,
yeah. Do you think that you're a strict mum?
I am. I cannot deny
Yeah,
that. I'm
yeah.
I'm the shouting mom.
Yeah, I'm the shouting dad too, boss. So it's okay.
Okay.
This is a safe zone. But I think I'll speak for myself, right? Like if I raise some, like I'm trying to be conscious of it, but if I raise my voice at my children, it's because it's not so much out of anger. It's out of, I'm trying to like highlight the fact that this is important to me. So I think sometimes you use tone of voice to help put importance behind an instruction, or highlight the fact that what you just did was unacceptable. It's way worse than the other time where I didn't raise my voice.
You're right. Instead of like getting a belt and smash them, I'll just
Yeah.
raise.
Yeah, yeah. Correct. Yeah, like it's much safer. Yeah, like it's much safer to be very stern, and when when you can raise your voice, like the kids knows like, oh wow, like mum is serious about this thing. So I need to be mindful of that.
Yes, you're right.
So cooking, they will think that your cooking is the best thing. That's really cool.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people in Virtual Spotter that love cooking as well. Do you think that you're a better like meals, or is it desserts? What's your favorite dish to cook?
Um, let's see. So, one of my kids, I'll tell you my kids' favorite. So they really love when I cook caldereta.
Okay.
So caldereta is you can do that in pork or beef. So it's like beef stew with
Yeah.
tomato paste,
Yeah.
potato, carrots. So that's what's their favorite.
Yeah.
I may best cook with any dishes you want me to do. I also like
Yeah. Yeah.
do inventions.
Oh wow, that's a go. That's cool. I like that. Whatever you have in the cupboard, yeah. We'll
Yes,
make something.
yes.
Yeah, I love that. So cool. It's been wonderful to sort of learn more about you, boss. You're a very hardworking, amazing mother. I'm very grateful to have you in our team at Virtual Spotter. You add a huge amount of value to not only like our peers or your peers, but to your clients as well. And I can't express my gratitude towards you enough. I'm very grateful to have you in our team.
Oh, thank you so much, Courtney. I also want to say that for you and your brother, it's really a big thing for Filipinos,
Yeah.
especially moms that want to work at home, that you build this virtual spotter company who given us,
Yeah.
the opportunity to show our skills and help our clients with with their needs too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm grateful that this is all a thing now, and we can have a platform that gives you guys a stage and a spotlight to be able to showcase all your skills and be like a very important part of your families, and creating a future and wealth, to help keep them safe and secure. So I'm very grateful.
Oh, thank you. We're also grateful to
I
have you guys.
appreciate. I appreciate you, boss. I look forward to seeing you in a month and so. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, June 8th.
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks, boss. Salamat. We'll talk really soon.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Boss Joanna, what a wonderful story. I didn't know that. I didn't know that she had adopted her cousin's child, but I think that it highlights the person that she is, right? To identify that, hey, I think I could provide a better life or lifestyle for this young child, and I'm going to basically just take ownership of it and raise them like my own. It's incredible. And I think it also highlights how cool Virtual Spotter is to be able to provide a platform for superstars like Joanna. So another great episode with 11 with My Lodi. See you all again next week. Peace. Salamat.